All right, what did he do? Can this forgotten invention save your life?
I just used this car to run over a whole family of children. But all of that could have been avoided if this car was just fitted with an old-fashioned invention that doesn't exist anymore. So today, I'm going to remake this device and test its effectiveness, and then invent something
Oh no. Minus 200,000 points.
of my own.
Dude, he's spoiling.
Man that loves to drive on a dirt road once a year. It's no wonder insecure dickheads keep buying these giant American-style utes. Like me, when I bought this stupid thing. And with even more powerful engines resulting in even longer braking times, it's almost like they are trying to produce death machines, which might actually be their agenda. Because if you buy a big car that's more likely to injure people in small cars, the people in small cars then want to get a bigger car to stop you killing them. And then it turns into an arms race to buy bigger and bigger vehicles. And this cycle continues until everyone is just driving in M1 Abrahams. And the stats on pedestrian vehicle deaths are pretty shocking. If you own a ute like this, you are 80% more likely than any other driver to hit a pedestrian. And when you do hit someone, you are 50% more likely to kill them. But why?
Wait, you're 80% more likely? Why? Simply because of the type of person that would buy a car like this? Or does it have anything to do with the vehicle? Does anyone know?
And when you do hit...
It's just hard, you can't see anything from them? I thought you could see a lot from them because you're so high up. I guess it's more like you can see maybe the car traffic, but it's hard to see pedestrians. They can't even reach the fucking hood.
This, you are 80% more likely than any other driver to hit a pedestrian. And when you do hit someone, you are 50% more likely to kill them. But why? And maybe you think it's because they are heavier, faster, or that because the owners are more likely to be wankers. And these are all true, but the biggest factor is actually the grille height. When I've run over a family of children in a normal car with a low grille, you typically hit them in the legs. Then
now he's explaining why you're more likely to kill someone, but not why they're more likely to hit someone. Anyway.
Up onto the bonnet, distributing a lot of the energy. But with cars like this that have a grille height of 1.2 meters, unless I am running over Yao Ming, most people, especially children, are going to take the full impact straight into their vital organs. Also, because you're higher, you can't even see if a child walks in front of your car, which this lady nicely demonstrates by running over 8 children. And this is happening more and more, and people with higher grills are way more likely to run over their own children. So my device is going to have to stop this, and I think these forgotten inventions might just do that.
But I wasn't wondering
and
about
they were
that.
introduced when cars first appeared on the road, when people didn't know how to drive, and pedestrians didn't know how to walk.
Meow. Job 9 is gone.
And kept stepping in front of cars, and they were killed in shocking numbers, almost at a similar level to today. So instead of slowing down, people came up with this thing, which pops out like an umbrella, catching the person safely.
That's awesome.
Which seems to work. And there are a couple of versions I've
it works as you're going 15 kilometers per hour.
seen. Another has this bumper which pops up so the pedestrian can grab onto it so they don't get flung onto the road. Or this one, with a net. And that man definitely has a concussion. But I'm going to go with the umbrella version as that man seemed the least hurt. And that way, when I do hit you, you'll be placed gently inside this soft hammock. And then I can just apologize and drive you to work. Alright, the first thing I need to do is figure out how to get it to pop out quickly. And I don't have a plan. So I'm just going to start welding pieces of metal together and see where I end up. And I've actually had some of you
because who needs a visor, right?
Comment on videos when I'm welding, asking if their eyes can get damaged by staring at me welding on camera without a mask. Which is so incredibly stupid, you can't. I'm the only one at risk here. So once that was done, I bunged a spring on, and now I've got a great way to whack myself in the head. Then I just welded up another one, and then checked if they get in the way of each other. And I'd like to say I planned this, but somehow they don't rub or touch each other at all.
Wow.
Similar to your parents. And they also spring out nicely, which means I can do the same on the other side. And by me, I mean my mate Ruben, who was learning to weld, and I was sick of burning my eyes welding, so I thought it would be funny for his first ever weld to be criticized by millions of people online.
I mean, looks exactly the same as mine.
But somehow his welds look equally as bad as mine. Then I just cut out some more metal for the swinging arms on the other side. And and then attached them with springs and gave it a test to
And
see
then
if I'm on the
Manchester United protest.
right track with this concept.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Jesus.
That works so well.
And that looks pretty great. And I almost sliced my femoral artery. It's not quite as fast as the ones from the video, but everything in old films always looks faster and sped up. Alright, now that I got the frame, I need to figure out how I'm making the fabric sail. And I was going to use my bed sheet, but since I only have one, I'm going to use this canvas tarp. And I don't really know the best way to do this. So I just kind of scrunched the material around the poles in the way I want it to sit, and then safety pinned it all down, and then sewed the hell out of it. And for this, I'm using a specific sewing technique for thick materials called the whipping ratchet stitch. And if you haven't heard of that, don't worry, I just made it up. And this is the first one I sewed, which looks pretty good. But then, someone must have snuck in at night while I was sleeping and sewed the rest, as they got progressively worse and worse. But I think they should still be strong enough. Also, while I was attaching the fabric, I found another thing I need to work out. If I drive into someone with this current setup, it won't do anything, as the poles will just collapse down, failing to stop the pedestrian from hitting the car. And at first, I considered making a ratchet on each arm so it locks their arms in place wherever they stop. But after I destroyed every spanner in my house, I realized this was way too much work, and that it might not even support the load. But then I spotted the perfect thing in my garage.
The door?
This door, with this spring-loaded latch. And luckily, I don't need to destroy my door to access this technology, and I just bought some of these gate locks, which I ground into a bevel and welded on. And now, when the arm swings out, it passes over this side of the bolt, pushing it down, and then it pops up, locking the arm into place.
He's so crafty.
So I just welded 3 more into place.
Why does he use the fucking
And once I put the fabric back on, I was about to jump into it to see if it can hold my weight, but realized another thing I've done wrong. I stupidly left the end of the pole sharp, which is just going to rip through the canvas. So I put duct tape on the end
and stab pedestrians.
then cut out these little tabs to clamp the sheet down with, which should increase the surface area of the attachment points. And it should be done, but I'm still not going to test it with my body weight, as I'd prefer that if it breaks and goes catastrophically wrong, that it happens on the car at speed. Okay, next I need to make the release mechanism. And to do that, I'm going to use my new favorite thing, these quick release things.
Wow.
Which will allow me to open this without running away and slicing an artery. And my idea is to use this elastic, which will wrap around the poles and the fabric, and then when I pull the string...
I just gotta hear what's he making. Yo, what up, Hammer? He's making an airbag for pedestrians. Something that pops out in front of his car so he doesn't hurt someone by hitting them.
Please work. 3, 2, 1.
Not bad.
Are they all locked?
Pretty slow, but...
Lock. This has never happened to me before.
It's so
No,
big.
hopefully that still works while there is a sheet on it with air resistance pushing up against it. But
Someone asked if you have a Jim Grossisten code. Sadly, I don't. I do not know. But I'd love for you to click the link and check him out. But yeah, I could ask if they could hook me up with some code. That'd be neat. Hammer, you also resub. Thank you. Welcome back.
before I go any further, I want to tell you about the sponsor of the video, Odoo. Odoo is an all-in-one management software that provides entrepreneurs like me and you with a range of applications to make day-to-day management of their business way easier, including invoicing, accounting, website creation, and more. It's all here just in one place. And you can start off using the apps that your business requires. Let's say I want to make an e-commerce store to sell amazing American cars. All I have to do is follow 4 simple steps, starting with choosing online store for manufacturer business, then choosing one of the color palettes, adding the pages and features I want, and last step, getting a beautiful theme from these 3 options. Odoo Website Builder uses AI to build you a beautiful online store that's ready to customize. And you get all this for free since your first Odoo application is free for life with unlimited hosting and support. They also offer free personalized domain name for 1 year. It's so easy to create your online store and you don't need any technical skill. Let's say I want to sell accessories for cars. I just click on new at top right, type the product name, and let's say I'm selling.
And you've now done the most generic looking car store in the history.
More appealing, add images and description of the product. So go check out my link in the description to get started for free with Odoo today. Okay?
If you find a website like this, you're just gonna think that it's fake.
To get started for free with Odoo today. Okay, that's done.
What makes it? What makes a website not look? What's that one little extra touch that makes it look real?
Now I need to work out how I'm attaching it to my car,
8% here?
which probably should have been my first step. But lucky for me, the car has these hooks underneath, which I think are there.
Apparently, Kronger has a code for Jim Grossisten. I don't know if it's real.
Now, at first, I thought I was going to put a metal pole in there and then just bolt it on and then
Hello,
attach
chill
it like
dude.
that.
Are you chill
then
today?
I thought, no. If this bends down while I'm driving and catches the road, the metal pole is going to get shot straight through the car suspension, through the driver's compartment, and into my cock. So instead I'm going to use wood. My logic here is that the wood is weaker than the metal it's attached to, so hopefully it snaps before it does any real damage to the car or me. I just hope my insurance company isn't watching this. Okay, I made this shield thing which I bolted in with U-bolts, and it's made out of polycarbonate, which is thick enough to stop a bullet, so hopefully it stops the mannequin from damaging the car. Then I just put the pedestrian catcher on the front. And as soon as I put on the pedestrian catcher, I noticed that the wood bends a lot under the weight. So I invented something I've never seen before, this round thing, which I'm calling a uniform diameter rotary transporter, which should support the weight. Now, before I go and test this on the road, I want to try my own brand new, maybe life-saving solution. Cars have airbags inside to protect passengers, so why not have them on the outside to protect pedestrians? Surely, pedestrian lives will be saved if just before an impact, a nice soft pillar pops out.
There are cars that do this on the sides though, right? There's like a Citroën that has like this wafer pattern almost on the side, right? Isn't that what that's for?
To sleep on.
No?
And I managed to get these 4 airbags, which was surprisingly hard. And I found out after being turned away by multiple mechanics that it's illegal for them to sell large quantities of airbags to individuals without a proper reason. But luckily, I found a guy that didn't want to be named out west that did an under-the-table cash deal. Thank you, Fahud. So I'm going to have the airbags attached here, and then just before I hit the pedestrian...
Oh, my bad. What is that?
There's going to be a pressure plate which sets off the airbag. But before I go out on the streets and test it, I have to set one of these off, just to know they work, with this baby.
It's just bumper?
And I couldn't get it to work. Either Fahud gave me broken airbags, or there's a safety mechanism here that's been removed to stop idiots like me.
No, I missed this funny joke. Oh, my bad.
Playing with it. Which might be the case, as it looks like these pins need to be pushed into another contact plate to work. And I considered buying some proper connection points, but got lazy and decided to just play around with the placement of the wires and hooked them up randomly. Also this time, I'm going to put these awesome stickers on that measure G-force, and they are the same ones used by the Mythbusters, and I mean exactly the same ones.
Cool.
I stole them from Jamie Heineman. So we got 25 Gs, 50 Gs, and 100 Gs, and generally 100 Gs is fatal.
3, 2, 1.
Yeet.
Wait, did the baby's head come off?
Uh-oh.
That's not you.
And I guess that's why the government restricts babies.
My car has a pedestrian airbag in the front, a Volvo V40. So it is a thing. Huh. How about that?
From driving cars. So it's time to test all of this out, and I need somewhere with a long road and no one around. And luckily, one of my subscribers is a hoon, and he told me about an abandoned highway which they may or may not use for drag racing, which is perfect for this test. Except on the way in, we set off an alarm.
Oops.
So we've probably got an hour or two until the cops turn up. So we tried to be quick and attach the shield first and then the tires.
What do you think's gonna happen?
I think it's gonna shatter.
What's happening?
Both wheels are turning. The wheels are turning.
Shatter.
Yeah, they seem a bit jumpy.
That's fine.
Then once the tires seemed like they were working, we attached the pedestrian catcher and gave it a stationary test.
There's so many things about this.
Like what?
Like the fact that there's no actual management for the fabric. So if a bit of it comes out while you're driving and catches something on the ground, I have no idea what's gonna happen.
Okay, stand exactly where you are.
Were you gonna hit me?
No. Okay, move back. Okay, please work.
It's gonna be sick.
Otherwise, we came out here for nothing.
No.
Wait, why am I laughing? I'm here for no reason as well.
Come on, you f***er. There we go.
And it's not opening. And in my test at Holmes, I forgot that the fabric would be way more bunched up and it's just getting caught on itself. So I decided to just lock it open and hit the mannequin with the G-force stickers and see if this whole thing works at all.
That's recording. Still feels like a good idea.
Yeah, I'm quite scared.
And then...
Oh, and you can't do any shots.
Looking.
What?
Isn't that what Jeffrey Dahmer did? He took home a mannequin and had it in his bed and hung out with it. You guys tempted?
You can't do any sharp turns in this thing. Those wheels at the front don't turn.
Oh, that's making weird movements.
Yeah, of course, because the wheels you got on there don't turn.
How do you know that?
It's just
Saw
kind
the
of
Netflix
scraping
show.
against the ground and fighting against the rest of your car.
Yeah, but let me ask you this.
But you just ran over another wheel.
What?
You drive forward a bit.
A wheel?
Did a wheel fall off? Of course it fell off, actually. There's 2 screws in it. There's a wheel on the road.
I ran over a wheel?
Yeah, one of the wheels, both wheels fell off. They're both just gone. Like, you drove like 2 centimeters an hour.
Ow.
What's
Fell
that
off.
weird noise?
Thanks for the flower gear.
It's me. Alex, you know what? I think the wheels are gonna work.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Well,
This is fine. This is fine.
let's do it.
What's the worst?
Look how much that's hanging down. If that catches, we're...
You were getting impaled.
No, we're not getting impaled.
No, not watching
Let's
Coherence
do that.
today.
Well, that's the only thing that's going to break.
Chat, should we just say we're watching Ace Ventura 2, right? And call it a day?
That's a good omen. That's the only thing that's going to break today.
Yeah, you film forward.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll send to you after the fact.
Ready, set.
So what are you doing? I think I'm going to go 50Ks. Oh!
Nice pedestrian catcher. Meow! Yippee!
Well, your thing's immediately broke it.
We haven't watched the sequels of the last 3 movies? I know, that's why you gotta start.
Is he just...
Well,
Why is it immediately broken? What does that smell? Did I just ruin my car?
I mean, the mannequin's disappeared. It's...
oh!
No. That's the mannequin.
Oh, wait, something's leaking.
I've done some serious damage to my car.
Oh,
Look onto the car.
Oops!
Oh no.
No.
holy sh...
That's pretty unlucky.
Some red stuff's coming out. Well, you're going to drink it.
That's the coolant. Okay.
So it didn't protect the pedestrian and it ended up breaking the vehicle. Nice.
Straight.
Well, I've we up. Holy...
Red is the transmission fluid. Okay.
Probably
you know so
these.
much.
Why did I let Ruben film some of the welds?
Oh, blame him.
Nothing could go
I
wrong.
thought that would be funny.
The first time weld. Well, what happened to the dummy? Let's just finish the experiment.
100 G's, dead.
Yeah.
25 G's, dead. And my car, dead. And we thought it might have been Ruben's first time weld that had snapped and punctured the car. But after finding the mannequin leg covered in blood, it was definitely my fault.
It's covered in coolant. It looks like blood.
It was probably this fucking thing impaled the transmission.
And the mannequin stand bounced underneath the car, and you can even see it lifts the car up, puncturing something important and denting the frame.
Oops.
What else is there?
Look at that dent in the frame. And after chatting to Ruben on the phone, we figured out that it was the transmission, and all the useful fluid it needs to survive was gone.
Is the fluid like water or is it like a bit viscous?
It's a bit viscous.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably power steering fluid or like transmission, but your transmission would
Gotta be fast.
in metal, so
Transmission would be the gears if I just don't change. Is that the
What?
gears?
Then you can't drive home in first.
No, I'm not going to drive home. I'll drive it out of here and then we'll have to get Ubers home, Alexa.
Yeah.
Now, we pretty quickly worked out that we were not driving out of here, even if we wanted to, as there was no more liquid left in the transmission and the car was locked in park.
I like how this is just a video now. Who gives a crap about the fucking invention anymore?
Okay.
That's not a good noise.
It's on.
Service vehicle.
We act just like you are the reason this guy can't afford shoes. Uh-oh.
Shift malfunction. Service required.
Well, you've got the service button, which is like a very low drama way of saying you've destroyed your car.
I think maybe it's a coincidence and maybe my car's just due for a service.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a
Went
car?
straight back.
Yeah, I got a
cool like
Volvo
that.
S60.
The worst.
Worst possible.
I mean, the worst possible thing is
But we die.
we die.
Yeah.
This is probably almost the same.
Or we just have to walk a long way, which is kind of like going to heaven.
Yeah, I guess. Man, this sucks.
Aww. Wow. Pretty
And
big
after a
fail.
long 30-minute walk talking to 12 different mechanics that were all trying to palm the job onto someone
2020.
else, made more complicated by the fact that I didn't want to tell them that I had purposely driven into a metal spike.
2020
I
S60.
have had something shot up and pierce my transmission fluid pan.
We finally managed to get in touch with a tow truck that would be there in 3 hours.
Really sick though to know an area of an abandoned highway. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Be there in 3 hours.
Hey, my Uber's here. See you later.
And while
He's
Alexa
wearing
was
shoes.
driving away, I couldn't help but feel disappointed. Firstly, because my device failed so easily, but mostly that I didn't get to let off the airbags, which I was so excited to do. But as if on cue, a cop showed up and did a lap of the road we were just on, making me feel a whole lot better about not illegally letting off a bunch of airbags down there. Then eventually the tow truck pulled up and pulled my bleeding car filled
Aww.
with dismembered mannequins and explosives to the mechanic. You may also be thinking that I just wasted the last month creating the most useless thing I've ever made, but I would argue that in a way it was actually very successful, and I exceeded my wildest dreams of what was possible, and I created the most successful pedestrian catcher ever, a device capable of completely destroying a 2.5 ton car in seconds. And if everyone just walked around with a mannequin stand on them at all times, there would be no big cars left on the road, and the world would be a pedestrian utopia.
Genius.
Thank you so much for watching.
That was
if you
good.
like that, please
Thank
subscribe
you.
and check out some of my other videos.
All right, chat. Well, go and support him so he can afford shoes, all right? udo.com/r/rx8. You can go there and do stuff. Cool. That was pretty good. I like that. There's a best of internet daily notes. There's the new unusual memes. This thing looks insane. Ah!